Hey everyone, if you don't already know me, my name is Red, and for those of you who do know me, thank you for coming from my main channel over here. And as I promised in that last video on my main channel, I'm wearing my scrubs. So this channel is going to be all about my experience with animals that I want to work with, my experience with pre-vet med, my experience with different internships, jobs, and hopefully my experience with vet school once I get there. And I will talk about the application process once I do get to that point. This is supposed to be kind of like a fun, sort of educational in a way channel. I'm trying to think of a good example. If anyone here knows Dr. Mike, I love his channel. He talks a lot of medical stuff, but he also does play some games. So maybe if I find some cool veterinary games, we can play them on here and rate them. Something that I thought would be kind of funny is rating them as a pre-vet student and then later on as a vet student and then hopefully later on as a veterinarian. Get like different perspectives on like how your experience can change over the years. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this channel. It's gonna be a lot of fun. There will be comedy sketches. I will bring friends on board. Anyone who watched my old channel and knows who Guy is, he has talked about wanting to come on because I'm not the best with reptiles. And he is like genius when it comes to them. He knows a lot about them. And I have a friend who's really good with birds, so I might bring them on. I have a friend who has had exotic pets, or I have friends who have had bunnies. Like, I might just bring different people on with different expertise, people who know different things than I do, because I have mainly worked with dogs and cats. I'm currently actually working in a wildlife rehab facility for the summer. It is part of our school kind of curriculum, if that makes any sense. Basically, I'm in a pre-vet major and we also have a wildlife bio major, and if you minor in wildlife rehab, then you stay for the summer and you work in the rehab center. Right now it's kind of like one of my off days. Basically each week you have a different thing you gotta do. There's AM shift, PM shift, JR, which is like you go to the second location and work there, and then there's also presentation. In presentation we each have an animal or two. We actually just got signed for our third animal to start training. And when I say animal, I mean an educational ambassador. These are not animals that we just kind of like picked up off the side of the road and we're like, here you go, public. No, these are trained animals that we have. They are still pretty wild. They're not pets, of course, but they are trained to be presented to the public for educational purposes. And maybe if I get some clearance on it, I will bring one of them on here. I think that would be really cool, but I do need to talk to the person in charge of the ambassadors, make sure that's okay. Now, I did mention on the other channel how the picture of Daisy is going to be the logo here, and the reason for that being is Daisy was my dog from 3rd grade up until my junior year of high school. Yes, junior year. She was a treeing Walker Coonhound, and unfortunately she got cancer. She had skin cancer. You could see it on her stomach. Viewer discretion, I will try to put like a picture right here of that just really quick for you guys to see. But she was very sick, and after one of her surgeries I actually had to give her SQ injections, which that's subcutaneous. Basically, that means it's under the skin. So imagine my hand here is a dog. Wait, it's gonna be kind of hard with the watch. Let's do this the other way. Imagine my hand here is a dog's head. What we would do is we would kind of tent up the skin between her shoulders, and you would just give her a little injection into that skin. So I would have to do those at home for her. She also had this little bulb that you had to drain. I don't know the exact name of that. I've never worked with one before that or after that. And again, I was like 8th grade, 9th grade when this was going on. Because she didn't have that all the way up until she passed. Maybe I was 10th grade. It was like before COVID. It was a very long time ago. But there was this little bulb that went into the surgery site on her, and it kind of drained out some fluids. And what I would have to do is I would have to take this bulb in a really big syringe, and I would put the syringe in the bulb and I would draw out the fluids, and then I would have to measure them and look at like the color of it. It was it was a lot. I've also learned recently that you should not actually hold a needle like this. You should hold it like so that the plunger's here, or you should hold it like this because you have more control than just doing that. So yeah, I mean, I'm still learning stuff, so this entire channel is just gonna be a lot of interesting learning. But getting back to what I was saying, Daisy's really the first animal that I ever had that kind of experience with, any sort of vet-related experience. I guess after her would have been like working in the vet's office, or fun fact, I actually had to put down a betta fish that I had. Basically the school turned off the heat in the middle of winter and the dorms were really hot before they turned it off, so I didn't have a heater in there because it would have overheated, and my fish froze. Like, I was gone for a weekend, they turned off the heat and my fish froze. So I had to resuscitate him. Well, I say resuscitate, not really. You just kind of like warmed him back up with like some warmer water, and he was alive. But he wasn't doing too well. And so I had to put him down using some clove oil. You put like a little bit in and it kind of like makes them fall asleep and slows their heart rate down. Then you put a little bit more in after that and it stops their heart. I would research that more because, again, I'm a student. I don't know everything. The things that I tell you guys, I'm going to always say, like, I'm just a student. These are things that I am learning too. But I guess that would be the next animal that I ever had any sort of vet experience with. Because, like, I didn't want to just flush him while he was alive. I would have felt so bad. What else? Then I worked in a vet's office for a summer. I was a kennel tech, but as a kennel tech, I got to do some really cool stuff. Of course, you know, I did kind of like a lot of the grooming stuff as a kennel tech. We bathed, we did nail clippings. I had to sort of clean ears. Vet techs did the deep cleans, but I helped restrain dogs for a lot of different things. That is not how you restrain a dog. You, oh my goodness. You have one hand kind of up. Imagine this is a head right here. I'm gonna get models for this later and show you guys a little bit better. But you put an arm up and you have their head here. Sometimes you can also do that to kind of help brace them. And then you slip the other arm kind of over them. So I would like restrain dogs for that kind of stuff. I did have to do anal gland expressions on dogs. And Scooby is very mad at me for that because he needs his done pretty often and it's kind of expensive to always bring them to a vet or something, so I just kind of do it myself. And he doesn't like it, but don't worry guys, I always wear gloves. Gloves are your savior. Oh my goodness guys, I had to present a lot yesterday with my ambassador animal and there were 600 people. It was an informal one, so people kind of came up to where I was, but it was like non-stop talking. My talking's a little off today. But yeah, that's kind of like an introduction to some stuff that you'll get to hear on this channel. Of course, I already just mentioned a few things. I'm hoping that as time goes on, I get to talk about more wildlife and exotic animals, because that's really what I want to work with. But I will also tell you guys my experience with dogs and cats and like stuff in the vet's office. I'll tell you about the nail clippings that we've had to do. I'll tell you guys about what a quick is with nail clippings, hopefully. But again, all these videos, I'm going to say it, I'm just a student. I am not a veterinarian, not yet. So I really do hope you guys will enjoy this kind of like some stuff from a student perspective, experiences I've gone through. I don't know how much I'll really educate you guys until I get further along. I may be able to tell you, oh, this is what you do if you find a hurt animal. Oh, this is what you should like go look up if you find a hurt animal and you gotta find a rehab facility. These rehab facilities take rabies vector species. Oh, if you ever get a rabies vaccine, this is what it's like. Stuff like that. I might be able to teach you guys, but I'm not gonna go into the medical side. I'm not about to get in trouble with you guys. So the most medical I'm probably going to get is just talking about the nail clippings or things that I've seen. I'm not going to stand here and be like, Daisy had this specific type of cancer and that means that she has blah 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 and these symptoms are blah blah blah. Like, I might be able to say like, oh, this is what it kind of looked like for her. It was misdiagnosed as hot spots at first. So if you do see something like that, you could ask your vet, but don't take anything I say as vet advice. Not until I'm a veterinarian. And even still, always consult your veterinarian, okay? I need you guys to know that. I'm not about to get in trouble for this. But yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy this kind of channel. I promise it's gonna be funny, it'll be educational, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and hopefully I will have people on here who are expertise in different types of animals. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye!